there, we're cooking today in the kitchen with Tiana, and this recipe is in the Disney Princess Cookbook, but it's also in the Tiana's cookbook, and it's a breakfast recipe called baked caramel French toast, or caramel, how do you pronounce it? Show a picture of it here. Actually, this is breakfast tomorrow. This is an overnight French toast, which means we're going to be prepping it tonight, putting it in the fridge, and then throwing it in the oven tomorrow morning. I've made recipes like this similar before. It's a little different than ones I've done, but similar in some other ways. But anyway, we're gonna get started and put it together. Okay, so here I've got part of a French loaf bread that I bought in the store, and I'm just supposed to tear it apart into 1-inch pieces. I have my cutting board here just in case. I cut the end off. The end was a little tough, so I don't want that in there. I'm gonna just tear it into little 1-inch pieces and put it in my casserole dish. Breaking bread, literally. So here in this bowl, I've got some like brown sugar and cinnamon that I'm going to sprinkle on it. And I wanted to point out the bowl with Remy. Isn't it cute? I got it at Epcot when I was there. It was one of those scavenger hunt things that they do during the holidays. I shouldn't say holidays, it was the Food and Wine Festival. That's it. I was like, it's one of the special festivals. I had to find little Remy's all over Epcot. Anyway, we're going to sprinkle all this over here. And then when that's done, we're going to pour over the egg and milk mixture. Pouring over the mixture on the toast. And again, this is just like eggs and some milk and a few other things. I'm not giving the exact recipe. I'm trying to get it nice and even. Right here, I'm just kind of mixing everything around just to kind of make sure all the bread pieces are getting nice and coated in the mixture. So here it's pretty much done, and I'll get it ready, and I will put it in the fridge overnight. Here it is the next morning, done and out of the oven. I pulled it out of the fridge, threw it in the oven, and cooked it for a little bit, and now we've got a complete dish. So let's review the baked caramel, or caramel, however you pronounce it, French toast. It was really good. You know, I've actually made overnight French toast like this before, where you basically take some bread, you put some eggs and some milk together and some other ingredients, you kind of soak it overnight, throw it in the oven next morning, let it cook, and you've got French toast. So I actually prefer making French toast this way than I prefer making it, you know, the traditional way, like bread and, you know, with the eggs and the powdered sugar, the cinnamon, the sugar, and all that kind of stuff. This one's a little bit different than what I made. The ones that I typically make that I love, I don't use French bread like this called for. I actually will get challah bread and make it. And I'll actually make it where you can like add like cream cheese and fruit and stuff to it and let it bake, and it's absolutely delicious. But this was a really nice, very basic, simple, like baked overnight French toast recipe. Nothing super fancy, super ingredients, easy to put together, and it was tasty. No complaints about it. Now, I did make it with like some eggs and some sausage the next day just to have something a little savory to go with the sweet. But anyway, it was a really good Saturday morning breakfast treat. So let's get into the reviews and rankings. The first are the ingredients on a scale of 1 to 5, and I'm ranking this a 1, which means that everything is inexpensive and really easy to find. No problems. Difficulty level on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being super easy and 5 being difficult. Again, I think it's a 1. You know, the hardest part is pulling apart the bread. Otherwise, you mix everything together, you pour it over top, you throw it in the oven next morning. Really easy. When it's done, you cut it out, maybe put a little maple syrup on it, good to go. And then would I make this again on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being never and 5 being absolutely all the time? I'm going to give it a 4. I definitely will be making baked French toast again. Like I said, I'm a little prone to the ones that I already have made with like the cream cheese and stuff, but I definitely can see myself making this again and probably will. I think it's a really nice, simple recipe. It's a good way to maybe use up some bread and stuff if you've got it laying around and you're not sure what to do with it, especially if the bread is maybe starting to get a little old and crusty. This is a perfect idea to use that bread. And I do highly recommend looking into, can't get my words out. I do highly recommend looking into this or just other overnight French toast recipes because they really are a nice thing to make every so often.